I'm sweating, making coffee all day. I'm overthinking my to-do list at work. On my mind is how much I don't like this job. And then I've got uni, and then I gotta go gym after this as well. Oh, but if I go gym after work, then that's bad because Andrew Huberman said on his podcast that late workouts affect your sleep. Why do I even have a job in the first place? Tate, Imman, and Hamza tell me to make 10K per month so I can escape the Matrix. All of this thinking was slowing me down, so I couldn't even concentrate on making coffee. I take off my apron and I go to the disabled toilets. I go inside, look at the mirror, and I see the reflection of my tiredness and my sweatiness. I was smelling like coffee beans and tasting like syrup. My overthinking, my thoughts about going to the gym was making me tired than the workout itself. I stopped listening to the sleep-deprived thoughts and I go down on the floor. My palms on the wet, cold tile. And I start counting. 1, 2. I keep going, but I stop counting. I stop caring about the drying, muddy footprints on the floor. And I just keep going till I can't do anymore. I get up, wash my hands, and get out. I put back on my customer service banter uniform and I never tell anyone what I just did. I had the realization that the 2 hours that it took me to get to the gym and back, not even including the workout, in those 2 hours of commute, I could have already started the workout at home before I even got to the bus stop. We say that time is money. We hear it, we say it so much that it doesn't even register in our brain. As people, we don't like simple. We don't like our lives and we think it's somewhere else. It's in a new iPhone, in a new car, in a new place to live. We think that we need more, new clothes. So it doesn't even register in our brain that by cutting out things, we gain free time. That might sound so simple that it sounds stupid and dumb for me, a YouTube video, to even tell you. Like, yeah, of course, cutting out stuff gives you free time. By cutting things out and gaining free time, that is free time that you are not working a job that you hate. The one that gives you anxiety, the one where people aren't even nice to you. Because we want new and more stuff, whatever it is. A new car so you can show girls that you're worth something. I want the new iPhone 15, whatever the specs are. I want it. I want a new house. I want to retire my parents. I want the things that the material world can buy. I'm not going to be the YouTubers who look down on you for you and us wanting better, new stuff, because that's stupid. Everyone wants that. But the problem for me and where I see it with other people is that they say they never have enough time to do the thing they love. Whether it's start that business, start that creative project, they say they never have enough time. How long have you been wanting to start that YouTube channel, that Instagram page? How long have you been wanting to start that fashion brand? We say we never have enough time, but I guarantee you're gonna be super early to that job that is kind of alright actually, but it's not fulfilling. I never have the time to do that creative thing that makes me actually enjoy life. Like, I forget about time and it doesn't even feel like work when I do this thing. But I neglect that. And I'm sure I will be doing the 2,000 word essay for uni on something I don't really, I don't know, I don't care. Where are your priorities? You can do a 2,000 word essay on something that when you're doing it, you literally hate your life when you're doing that thing, as opposed to the thing that made you enjoy life like a kid. You're neglecting the business that could retire your girlfriend and family. We say we don't have any time to better ourselves at our craft, at our art. But I need to clock in for that paycheck so I can afford that car. So maybe, possibly that girl replies back to me. If you find your work fulfilling to the point where it doesn't even feel like work, then working less is not what we want. In fact, that's the ideal situation. When work doesn't feel like work. When you do the thing that helps you as a person, when you do that thing and you just feel so complete, hours and hours go by and it feels like minutes. And let's be real, when you do find that thing, that purpose, the thing you want to put all your energy into, not every aspect of it is going to feel like flow. Not every single aspect is a thing that you're going to enjoy. When you do that task, when you don't find fun or flow in, it's still going to be fulfilling because you can see how that little task helps you with the bigger vision, the fulfilling, retiring your parents, the bigger goal. You can see how this little thing that, I don't really want to do. You can see how that impacts the bigger goal. Compare that to me at the coffee shop where I was putting on my customer service face and that was kind of draining. And I was serving coffee when I don't even like coffee that much, and then, you know, like the small talk with the customers, and sometimes they're nice and like sometimes they're not. Those little tasks, I couldn't see the bigger picture. Not too long ago, I had a car, a Honda Civic 2008. A big reason why I had a car is so I could go to work. But I had to go to work so I could have a car. The more I drive, the more that I have to spend at a job that gives me mental health problems. So by getting rid of the car, I basically gained a 50% pay rise because I didn't need the expenses for insurance and gas. There are jobs and situations where you do need a car, but that's lifestyle design. Before you even decide which car or which job, decide what kind of life you want and then build around that. So you don't chase money, instead you chase the work routine that you can do for a long time, because the money comes when you are able to do it for a long time. I'm choosing to live simply today for a rich future. You might think it's a bit extreme for me to get rid of my car, and before you can even get rid of stuff, cut stuff out, make sacrifices, there's no point of just getting rid of stuff. There's no point of just deleting apps. There's no point of just deleting social media just so you can lower screen time. There's got to be a bigger purpose to that. When you find the thing you want to achieve in life, cutting these things out, video games, doing so will have a reason, and it makes it much easier rather than, just quitting video games just so I could quit video games. If there's no purpose behind the reason why you're cutting things out, you're more naturally just going to fall back to your habit. I realized the thing I needed to do was just to be in my bedroom and be on my laptop. If I had a car, then I would have these thoughts, these desires to go on an adventure and do this and go this and meet them. And that's not what is required of me right now in my life. So I got rid of my car. But I don't really feel like working today. Well, I can't go anywhere, so I guess I have to work. It's not about the car or the gym membership. It's about creating the life you want. By quitting gym for home workouts, that was hard, but it showed me there was no limits to what I can cut out. I stopped going to the gym because of the commute. Yeah. Another reason is the mental energy that it was taken away from me, from just me being there. That guy is bigger than me, so I must train 2 times a day. Damn, that girl is hot. Will I get cancelled on TikTok for being near her? All these wandering thoughts simply meant I was having less thoughts and less clarity on achieving my goal. The goal of retiring my girlfriend and family so they don't have to work these tiring jobs where they're getting bullied. So I cut the gym and I started doing push-ups at home, started doing push-ups in the disabled toilets at work. As young people, we take it for granted that we will never get these days again with the same energy and youth of someone in their 20s. And yet we use all this energy for low energy things. Instagram models, porn, video games. I realize another day that I'm not working on my thing is another day that I can't get back. And is a day that I may as well be dead. Remember when Drake came out with that song, YOLO, you only live once? People have 2 meanings when it comes to YOLO, you only live once. Right now, live below your means, so in the future, you can expand your means, retire your girlfriend, your family. And then there's the second way that people view YOLO, which is opposite of the first one. Instant gratification. Do all the drugs. Drink. Party every weekend because we might not get this moment again. Buy that expensive car that you can't even afford and pay it back every month for 5 years. Choose to play video games instead of starting that business. These second types of people are live for the moment. Let future me deal with the problems that comes. Let future me deal with the monthly payments that actually slows me down in life. It's interesting because you see these types of people who only care for the moment, the party at this moment, live for the weekend because they hate their job during the weekdays. I've noticed that these kinds of people, when they're older, when they're 40, they tend to reminisce about their young life, all the partying and drinking. These people also have regrets, wishing that they had set up their life better. They wish they worked harder when they were younger so their family doesn't have to struggle right now. That's the second type of you only live once, the reminiscing, the good old days. They didn't build anything worthwhile, worth living today. Because their life is crap right now, they have no choice but to look in the past. Whereas the first kind of you only live once, the person who's willing to be broke right now for a better future, because in their 20s they chose to read a book instead of playing video games. They chose to cut out the people that weren't good for them. They chose to continue learning even after graduating school. I realize with this kind of people, later down in life, when they look back in their youth, they still cherish it, but they're not stuck in the past because the life that they have built in their younger self benefits them today. Today, they don't hate their lives because of the work they put in. Their family is well set up. Their parents are retired. The first one are not stuck in the past like the second one. That second person believed their life was all in their 20s, so they didn't think about the future. So that's why today, I want to cut out the things that don't help me with that bigger goal. The best thing is that because I have a goal, me not going to the club, me stop partying, me not playing video games anymore, these things don't even feel like sacrifice. Simply, it didn't make sense for where I want to be in life. I want a great body, great relationships, and to make money, stupid amount of money, without hating my life. When I realized what it is that I do want, porn, video games, partying, they didn't help with that goal. How come my parents still have to work? The people that have brought me into this earth, they still have to work while I'm jerking off. My parents are stressing about the bills, and here I am buying virtual money for a video game. How selfish am I? I remember as a kid, my dad working long hours from the factory job. He was sleep deprived and he still had the time to drive me all the way to the other side of town for my English tutoring. He really supported me when he couldn't really afford it. As I've grown up, I realized that the reason why he really wanted me to do English tutoring is because he was getting bullied in the factory job because his English wasn't that good. Why haven't I retired that man? I'm still in uni, but instead of living in my fancy apartment in the city, I moved back home to my childhood bedroom. Same with my car. Yeah, I would be saving money, but because I'm in my childhood home, there is nothing else for me to do apart from being on my laptop and working. I can focus, I'm away from the distractions of uni, and now I get to choose to see that man who supported me. I'm doing work in my bedroom, and during my breaks, in the 10 minutes it takes me to go downstairs and get water, I'm able to have a quick chat with my parents. I want to be working super hard, but I can't forget about the reason, my parents, the reason why I'm doing it. A few years ago, when I was getting my first car, I remember asking my dad for an expensive used Jaguar. I wanted that vintage car that would have been expensive to maintain just so I could flex on my high school classmates. And when he said no to the Jaguar and instead got me a Honda Civic, I complained. How ungrateful was I? And they paid for all my driving lessons. I realized how entitled I was when I couldn't see the big picture. Are you making choices in the short term? 10 years from now, will you love your life? Are you going to be doing something that you want to be doing? Or do you wake up to an alarm clock, so you clock in for a boss that you don't even like, for a company that you don't even care about, doing work that is actually not that bad. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So what does it look like? Your daily actions multiplied over 10 years. I could be driving right now, impress more girls because I have a car. I'm losing opportunity costs. I spent the time and money for driving lessons. I felt compelled to carry on driving because I've already made it this far. I've already did the hard stuff, but me driving around didn't help with my vision of 10 years. Driving is a distraction in this moment of my life. What are some things that you may not be considering, but are holding you back? Imagine this, your daily habits adding up for 10 years. What does it look like? That was the vision I had when I asked myself if video games was helping me. I realized that video games was stopping me from living the life I want. The life where I'm not broke, my family's not broke, I'm not fat, and I don't have a crap relationship where the girl doesn't even respect the guy. If I continued to play video games, then I knew that I would become a person that didn't like themselves. So I stopped completely. I got rid of my Nintendo Switch. Then months later, it became easy to get rid of my car also. Sacrifice the things that aren't your goal, or your goal is the thing you sacrifice. If you don't have your thing, you must put all your attention into finding your life mission. Love.